how I finally cracked the Claude video editing process. I have been looking for a long time at all these videos about how Claude is going to kill video editors. And I'm like, no way. Video editing is so slow and tedious. How will AI even know what to do? And I've tried it before. I was not impressed, but I told myself I'm going to actually sit down and give it the format that I want. And that's exactly what I did. So let me show you how you can make videos edited by AI very simple and professional at the same time. It's not something that's going to take 5 minutes, but if you're sick of editing videos or you want to elevate your current videos with very simple modifications by Claude Code and Remotion, I recommend it. And you can do this in ChatGPT 2, in Codex, or in Claude. So the first thing we're going to do is set up a skill called Remotion. Here is the Remotion skill. It's a repository on GitHub. And you can see it has 51,800 stars, which is amazing. It means 51,000 people like how it works. It's doing it for them. They're starring it. So that alone tells me that this is a serious skill that I can install. So to install a skill from GitHub like this, just either copy this URL or you can come here and copy this HTTPS URL here. And then all you need to do is either come in the Claude app. So you can install it here. Let's copy it. Okay, so I copied it. So now I'm going to go install it in Claude Desktop. Install Remotion skill. You can do this in Cowork or in Code. It doesn't matter. I recommend doing it in Code always because it takes, in my opinion, less tokens. So same thing, new session here. I don't know why they don't just leave the window where it is, but you would just install it. I already have it installed, so you can see now. It's going to ask you, by the way, for approvals. You approve. It's going to be on your computer. So because I haven't installed and I know I do, I have the /. That's how we pull a skill. And here I have Remotion best practices for video creation. So I have that here, but I always run it in my Claude Code, to be honest. And I will show you how I do that on Visual Studio Code. But it's no different in the desktop app, either in Cowork or in Code. But I do recommend definitely do it in Code here or in Visual Studio Code. All right, so right now I'm actually running the skill against a video that I just created. So I asked it, this is the prompt. Most importantly, this is the prompt, run Remotion for a file named month and Claude in the folder. It already knows which folder it's in. That's where all the files I put that are not edited for it to edit. No typewriter styling. I prefer the orange overlay style. So it's doing it right now. I gave it the beats, like where, in the video and what to put as text. You can give it more detail here. The one important thing for this to truly work is this is the caveat while this is still running. So we can see the final effect at the end. One thing I really need you to do to make this work properly is give it examples of what you like in terms of callouts. I really liked a video from Neil Patel, who's an influencer in the SEO space. So I went and I took screenshots and I'll show you what that looks like right now. So this is an example of just a screenshot that I took from a video on YouTube. You can do the same. I like this and I can tell it like use this overlay click. It's another. So I took a few versions. So you're just giving it a few different options like this, for example. So it actually knows what to copy. If you don't, it's going to look really bad. That is the one thing that made it finally usable for me is giving it these examples. Overlay burgundy, which aligns with my brand colors and so on. No matter what you're building with AI, make it your own, give it examples. It makes such a difference. And then once you have the video and where you want it to call out, give it the timing, the text. You can also describe, zoom in and out. I always ask it to zoom in and out. Let's see if it's done that. If not, I'm going to ask it to do it. But right now, in the interest of time and showing you, let's take a look. The full render is running. Okay. So to do this quickly, we don't want to go through 15 minutes. We have 50 seconds, 6:14, 7:54. These are the beats. I'm not going to make you go through the whole thing. I'm a solo founder, no accountant, no coding skill. Okay, so 50 seconds. Execute for the next month. First one is invoicing. Now, let's go to my other favorite report, the quarterly business audit. I read this up. Okay, so that needs to be fixed. Let's say 7:54. Not a content problem because people usually subscribe once they get to my content, but I need to do better on SEO for YouTube. And my next thought was, okay, I want to fix YouTube. Now, can I find a skill for this? This is how we need to think when we're building
And
with
then
AI
last
to
but not
actually like
least, let's
improve.
look at
So I immediately
1022, and then
went
we're going to let it
and
go from there.
searched a skill improvements. That's how I think automation becomes interesting. And so, speaking of content, now let's talk about my content hub and my content process update. So, I have created a content hub.
Okay. This one seems fine too. So I'm going to ask it to basically fix that beat. And then I'm going to ask it to also zoom in and out whenever there is a beat. And then I'm going to just post this to YouTube. And that's it. That's how it works. You can see how easy it is once you have it. All it takes is that it needs time to do it. But that's normal. Video editing does take time. So if you are just doing something else for an hour, just get it going and come back in half an hour, 40 minutes. If it's a long video, if you do shorts, like a minute or two, it's much faster, maybe 15 minutes. So I recommend it for shorts. This time I was just doing this longer video and I wanted to show you at the same time. So I'm pretty happy because now I've developed kind of like a skill with Remotion. And so it knows the template of what I like and I can keep adding to it whenever I run it. And then if I want, I can have usually my shorts then saved to my Google Drive from here. For a long form video, I wouldn't do that. I'm just going to post it directly. But for shorts, I can then put it in a folder from here and then share it to my other networks from there. Okay, so you can see how easy it is to set up a Remotion skill. Skills are the superpowers of Claude. And if you want to ask me about skills, you should come to my Tuesday open office hours. I have office hours every Tuesday from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern. Just come and ask your how do I get started with AI for my business questions? Because ultimately, AI should work for you. It's not just learning it for the sake of. And having clarity as to where to start is half the battle. So I hope to see you there. Link in the description. Take care and subscribe if you haven't already.